Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. Our next guest is Kevin Brown from KW Cherry Hill. Kevin, welcome to the neighborhood.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Glad to have you. It's crazy. I've heard your name, and I know we've talked on the phone a couple of times. You've been working with Andy for a while, so I've known who you were, but I don't think we've ever met in person.
No, this is our first time.
So it's awesome. One of the greatest parts of this is to get to actually meet the people that you do business with or you talk to. Or even for me, it's like kind of on the second level. I just see stuff coming in and see stuff going out and see pictures of you guys at closings and stuff like that. So it's awesome to get to know you. I told you we like to do the past, present, and future stuff. So tell us a little bit about Kevin, like coming out of high school or even pre-high school. What were you like as a kid, and how did you wander into the real estate world that you're into right now?
Well, in high school, I was a bit of a goofball.
Okay.
Did summer help with my city, so just cutting grass basically for the township. And after that, I did 1 year at college. Really wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. What college?
Gloucester County College.
Okay.
So now it's Rowan, I
right.
think.
Okay.
But then I was a iron worker for about 2 or 3 years, and one of the winters were a bit too much for me. So decided to try to find something else. My mom was a mortgage underwriter, so I already kind of
really?
I already knew a little bit about real estate. Looked into that more, got my license, and I've just been full-time for 8 years now.
Nice. And so did you say, hey, Mom, I'm thinking about doing this? And she said, whatever you do, don't go into mortgage, go the other side of things? Or
No, I didn't tell her. I just signed up for the classes. She knew once I was going. But I just kind of did it on my own.
Did you know another realtor? Did you have a family member who was a realtor? Did you ask somebody questions, or it just was all your creation and said, heck, I'm going with it?
All mine.
Okay. That's awesome. Where'd you go to school?
Went to Gloucester High.
Okay.
And then Gloucester County after that.
Where'd you go to real estate school?
Oh, the real estate school.
The real estate school. Okay. Don's got a great school for sure. And you went right out of there into Keller Williams, and that's where you've been, or did you go some places?
I only interviewed 2 places. I interviewed for Mark McKenna.
Okay.
And he decided to put my name into George Denny's head. So I interviewed with Keller Williams after that.
Okay.
And I've been there for 8 years.
That's awesome. And you're always a South Jersey guy, right? Born and raised in South Jersey?
Oh, yeah. Grew up in Gloucester City. Still live there now.
Nice. They used to joke around all the time, because I'm a South Jersey kid all the time. Gloucester City at one point in time had the most bars per capita in the United States, I think is what it said. Awesome. And Gloucester City is in and of itself as a town has really kind of undergone a renaissance in some ways, because I remember like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you could get something in Gloucester City for $80,000. You know what I mean? And now it's ridiculous. Like, there's been times in the past 2 years where a contract will come through, and I'm like, are you guys kidding me? This is $270,000 in Gloucester City. It must be like the mayor's mansion or something like that. And no, it's just on Brown Street or over by the swim club. It's just a regular. I mean, there's really nice houses in there.
Oh yeah, that's the little area I grew up in. So those houses definitely shot up a lot. I think I read maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago. It was like right in the middle of COVID. Property values in 1 year shot up 70%. Yeah. And then since then, now the way the market is now, it's just been getting higher and higher. Yeah, and it's like a really nice blue collar town. It's one of the older settled neighborhoods. Of course, it's close to the water, so the ports were there and everything like that. But even when you're going down the street, Market or whatever that's right there, there's some twins, there's some single family attached, but you get a lot of those Victorian houses. Like, if you didn't know where you were, you might be in Haddonfield or Medford or all those places. And I think that the blue collar towns, especially after COVID, really made a comeback. They were kind of looked down upon, and people wanted to go, in the city stuff. And then COVID came along, and they're like, suburbs aren't that bad. You know? Do you tend to do most of your business in Gloucester City? A lot of it I do. I kind of, in my mind, I cut it off at Trenton. Okay. So I'll go up to Trenton, and I'll go as far down south as Salem. I've sold in Wildwood before, so it's really wherever I can go. But above Trenton's a little too far for me. Okay. And in your natural sphere, like your
your sweet spot? Is it normally first-time buyers? Is it normally step-ups?
Yeah, a lot of first-time buyers. Now that I'm in it a little bit longer, I'm seeing a lot of repeat business, old customers coming, or them sending me their kids or recommendations for somebody else. So that's starting to help out.
And what type of social media are you using now? Because most of social media from talking to people tends to be age specific, you know what I mean? Like if I talk to my kids about Facebook, they're like, that's for old people. I don't know what you're doing on Facebook. But what type of social media are you using for promotions and things like that?
A little bit of Facebook, obviously, I think is where I'm getting the most reach. Instagram, Snapchat, and then TikTok here and there. I'm not doing TikTok too much, but I've had a couple of videos.
So one thing I never have understood, and it just is because I'm old, what are you using Snapchat with? Are you doing like open house check-ins? Are you doing videos and stuff like that? How do you use Snapchat?
Little videos. So on Snapchat, there's something called a story where everyone can see it. It goes away in 24 hours. But if I'm showing houses or something weird is happening, if I'm in a house, it's something weird, I'll take a Snapchat of it and send that out. I'll double post. I'll send it to Instagram, Facebook, just in case someone doesn't see it in one spot, they'll see it somewhere else. Okay.
And do you tend to use that more for brand building and name recognition, or are you getting actual leads from it? Are you getting people that see your stuff and go, hey, I saw your picture, I saw your post, and I want you to represent me, or hey, could you talk to me about that?
It's a bit of both. It's to stay in front of people so people still know I'm in the business. They still know what I'm doing. And then also, Facebook and Instagram is usually where I'm getting people actually messaging me saying, hey, we're looking to buy, or we're looking for you to sell our house.
Okay. Now, you don't have to mention their names, but do you have a client, like a special client that was like, maybe a real pain in the ass transaction, or someone that came to you and said, I'm never going to get a house, but if I ever could get a house and you found a way to get it? Is there someone that's like heartstring kind of special client that comes to mind?
Yeah, actually, an old wrestling coach of mine from high school reached out, and when they bought their house, it was very emotional. It was a long settlement. There's some issues that we were able to overcome. But, no, that was special to me.
That's awesome. I had a guy that I knew who was in prison for a while and got out of prison and really had to change his life around. And when I talked to him, he's like, dude, you're never going to get me a house. And I'm like, relax, man. I'm telling you, I can fix credit. We can do this. And I remember at the settlement table, he had to get up and walk away because he was just like, I can't believe I'm here. And that's why I like doing the business. Like checks are great and making money's awesome, but people sometimes lose sight of, sure, it's the basic human need for shelter, but the concept of the American dream really is true. Like you really are helping people accomplish their dreams. So it's awesome.
No, and to bring Andy Thom, who works with you, me and him had a client who bought, this is about 2 years ago in the height of COVID, or towards the end when the market was really crazy. We were putting in offers everywhere. She probably put in at least 10 offers, getting turned down every time. We're getting outbid, or a cash buyer came along. She was a single mom. She had 2 kids. And finally we got her the house that she wanted in the town she wanted, and it was just a emotional
it's that high five closing, you know what I mean, for sure. All right, so now talk a little bit about mental health, because I know that's sometimes a hurdle, especially in this business, because it's 100% commission and very stressful, and people yelling at each other. So, like, what do you do so that you don't have road rage episodes and drive people off the road? How do you calm yourself? Do you do yoga? Do you do podcasts? What do you do for yourself?
I listen to a lot of podcasts. What I try to, but I don't always shut down around like 6, 7 o'clock. Usually it's closer to 7 because calls are always coming in.
6 o'clock target, 8 o'clock reality.
But if you call me, my voicemail says 5, but no, it's usually 7 o'clock. Anytime after that, I try to make it personal time. So it's either unwinding, talking to my girlfriend over dinner, or going out, taking a walk, just whatever to get your mind off everything, so you know that your work isn't the only thing that's going on.
What's your favorite like either genre or actual podcast that you listen to? Like what's your
A lot of comedy. So
okay,
that helps.
That's awesome. I love comedy. Who's your favorite comedian?
Comedian? That's a tough one. It might be at the moment Shane Gillis.
I was gonna say Shane Gillis. Dude, Shane Gillis is hilarious. Hilarious. I love Shane Gillis. Awesome. Andrew Schultz is also really good, but I love Shane Gillis.
But the best is probably George Carlin.
Okay.
He'd be the best, but right now, people I'm listening to is Shane Gillis.
Nice. And what about, like, are you doing physical stuff? Do you try to keep that in mind? Like you said, going for walks and trying to do that to keep young body, you know
a
what I
little
mean?
bit. Yeah. I should do that more.
Yeah. That's how it gets. How old are you?
28.
28, yeah. See, you're still young. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got like 5 more years before you realize I should have been doing this 7 years ago to get it, you know, for sure to get in there.
I need the talks like this that gets me.
Yeah. When I was like 35, I was like, man, I'm never going to get old. This is awesome. Then when I was 45, I was like, Jesus Christ, why didn't somebody tell me when I was 35 I should be doing this? But it'll go good. What about like future stuff? You know, let's talk about vision board stuff, goals, lists. Let's move the calendar to March of 2026 and tell me some of the things that you'd like to accomplish in your business life and your personal life between now and then. What are some of the things?
One of my goals I've had written down for a while is getting my broker's license. Okay. So now it's finding the time to, it's a 130-hour course. Then you got to take the test, so that's one big goal.
Okay.
And from there, either start my own brokerage or just stick with it. I have the highest level of schooling I can. So
yeah, okay. What about mentoring other agents, building a team? Do you have something like that in mind? Like I know I talk to a lot of people and they're like, absolutely not. I could never do that. And other people are like, oh yeah, I'd love to do that. So
no, I can see building a team. That'd work out. And mentoring I've done here and there, not like full hands-on, but in our office we have a lot of agents, and if I'm there, if there's a newer agent there that has questions, I'm always forthcoming. I'll let them know what to expect, what they might do, and what I think would help them.
All right, and now what about like non-business goals, personal goals? Like you got any like I want to have this type of car or have this type of property or go on this vacation? What do you got on there for like bucket list kind of stuff?
Love to go to Ireland.
Okay,
take a week out in Ireland, just travel the whole country.
Yeah, your family is from like back in the day, Ireland.
County Offaly.
Okay, I love it. I'm a mutt, so I have like someone from everywhere kind of thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm Scottish, German, Polish.
Yeah. I love a lot of that. I mean, I see pictures of like where you can rent a castle in places. I'm like, that would be so awesome. Yeah. And I'm like, that'll never happen. I got way too much stuff going on. But
it's doable.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I have 7 kids, so it's really not doable right now.
Okay,
but
maybe not for 7.
we need a big castle. But eventually, that's my retirement type stuff. All right, so then my last question. I always go with one personal question. I'm going to go music with you. So you can have any performer or band come to your house this weekend and play 2 songs. Give me what performer or band it would be and what 2 songs you'd want to hear.
Probably no one knows this, but the Warhawks right now.
Okay.
That's a local band of mine.
Okay.
But there, 2 of them are Highway and The Fortress. 2 of their songs.
Nice. Nice local band. I like the local touch. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming by, Kev.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back with the next guest on Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.